Hi, Functionally Fit friends.
Hello, howdy, everyone. All right. Well, Annette, I cannot wait to hear all about your experience with your first CrossFit competition, Girls Gone RX Chattanooga.
Yeah, I mean, we thought for this episode we'd actually talk about Girls Gone RX and kind of compare
Yeah.
because you've done it too.
Yes, I did it
Um,
last year in October, I believe.
okay, so almost a year ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I guess you had told me that this season was just starting and that the one that I did was early. It is the 10th. I have my little t-shirt. It's a cute t-shirt,
Nice.
eh?
That is
Girls Gone
cute.
RX 10th anniversary.
Oh, 10th anniversary. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The one in Denver is not until September 17th, I believe.
Okay. It's our wedding anniversary.
Oh.
I definitely would not want to do a competition that day. Oh, in fact, I don't think I want to do another competition any day, probably. Although it was
Did you end
okay.
up bringing one or two beers?
I just brought one, which was perfect.
Okay.
Okay, literally, I was the only person on my team who had a beer.
What?
Yeah, I just cracked
What
it
kind of gym do
open.
you go to?
I don't know. Like, it's not like they don't drink or
Weird.
after other things or people are drinking at the open, a few people, and yeah, I
That's
don't know, but I
crazy.
was just like, I brought out my beer and my cheese doodles at the end,
And you're like,
and then
okay.
yeah, and just sitting there, and then somebody made a comment or something. I think Mia was like, "That's are you drinking a beer?" She's like, "That's awesome." I'm like, "Yes, this is my carrot, my cheese doodles, and my beer. Like I needed a carrot to get through this."
Oh, I feel
Yeah,
like our gym, that was everybody had multiple.
yeah, yeah.
And then we went on to another place afterward.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think people were pretty exhausted. Um, I think a few people met up later for dinner,
Oh, nice.
but I had to stay awake for a friend of mine was in a community theater production of The Music Man, so I had to stay up till 10. And I
Oh, wow.
managed. I must have been so just jacked up,
Yeah.
like I somehow
How did you feel the next day?
surprisingly not terrible. I wasn't that sore, although my lower back did get real sore. And I mean, that turned out to be more of a problem later in the week.
Mm.
It just started, I mean, we went on vacation like starting, well, we weren't in the car that long Monday. But Tuesday was a long day in the car. And then also Thursday, yeah, Thursday was a long day in the car, and
Mm.
Thursday night and Friday night, I noticed like my back had gone from sore to like, ow, this is not good when I sort of
Oh,
like bend
no.
over just a little bit, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, and a big part of that, I don't know if this was the case in your competition, but there was literally no warm up area
No, ours
or
was
equipment.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
There was like maybe two barbells,
there was nothing.
and they were like at first not letting anybody in there to
Mhm.
warm up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
there was.
I don't remember being like sore. I was just exhausted
Yeah.
the next day, like
Mhm.
way more exhausted than I thought I would be,
Okay.
I think. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the gym we were at was very tiny. So they had things going on inside and then they had one event outside.
Same.
And it was, in fact, it was so disgustingly hot in there when
Oh,
we
wow.
had one of our workouts. The one that we had was synchronized burpees and then ring rows and then as many kipping pull-ups at the end.
Oh, we didn't
And it
have
was
that at
like
all.
there wasn't air
Mhm.
on the floor. Like when you would
Mm.
get down to the floor and it was so
Ew.
hot.
Yeah.
And it was probably 95 degrees outside. But
Wow.
when we would walk outside from the gym, it felt cool.
Cooler. Wow.
So I hope they have
I
it at a
think,
different place.
yeah. Oh, are you gonna do it again?
I don't know. Maybe we'll
It's coming
see.
up.
But we just had some people from our gym just went to a competition that was just up north a little bit, and the gym that hosted it was totally equipped to have an event because
Mhm.
they had a huge warm-up area that
Okay.
athletes could just go in and out and do their own thing, and then
Yeah.
another big area to do the competition portion.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
we
think
couldn't.
they need to be smart about locations.
I know, we couldn't believe it. We were like kind of panicked, and then Mia called Trey and asked him to bring, like, he brought barbells and weights and stuff, but I still didn't get to warm up for the deadlift one.
Mm,
And so, yeah, I don't know. It did, that one was our floater, and it came up relatively soon after the other one. And I was just kind of tired, and I just didn't. And then you get to they give you a few minutes when you get to your actual spot.
mhm.
If you wanted to warm up, we did have a few minutes, but we weren't like taking the weight off. So we were just
Yeah.
starting the deadlift with the entire weight, which, I mean, there were two of us on the bar, but it was a 215-pounder,
Mhm.
which, like, half of that, considering my back was hurting, like, that's a lot for me. So
Well,
it
and it's
was,
one of those days where you got a bunch of adrenaline going, so there might be, like, a little less maybe thought into, "Okay, I've gotta do this with
mhm.
my body and get ready," because 'cause you're right, you're like, "I'm with 2
Yeah.
other people,
I
I've got
yeah,
people watching."
I literally don't know if I had adrenaline except for the clean workout, the second
Mm.
workout, because that's the one I was nervous about, and I was watching our other teams do it right before. And
Mm.
so, and it
Yeah,
was
that can make
crowded
you
and loud.
nervous.
And so that was getting me kind of amped up, which I guess was a good thing. I PR'd my clean.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, 120.
Sweet.
So that was fun.
Was it a full squat clean?
No, I didn't squat. I just power clean that. Yeah,
Nice.
well, I'm working on squat cleaning, because as soon as I get to some high amount of weight, I kind of don't naturally squat.
Mm.
Like, it's scary to me, or some it doesn't feel natural to me or something.
Mhm.
And so I know, I mean, I'm lifting it high enough to power clean, but if I didn't have to lift it that high for squat
Right, how
clean, I
much
could
more
do
could
more.
you
So
yeah.
you definitely want to work on it. And then the event I was worried about, which is the clean event, but the part two of that,
Mhm.
um, it was, it was about as well as I thought it was going to be. I did the 8 power cleans in a row, and that was fine.
Nice.
And then the hang cleans, I had to stop a few times. I couldn't. Yeah, I think one time I did 3 in a row, and that was the most I could do. I failed one at one point, and yeah, so I just got through those, and then I got through my 8 squat cleans too.
Nice.
And then my other teammate, took up on the sixes, and that's where we ended.
Okay.
So, but it wasn't a disaster. But I have to say, like, mm, we weren't super impressed with how it was, and I know it probably varies a lot from place to place. And I mean, the people in charge, like, seem like nice enough people, but literally, when they are introducing and teaching, how they demo, they kind of go through each workout and tell you
Oh,
how to do it.
I didn't know
Oh,
they
they
did
didn't
that.
have it for you guys? Well, they probably shouldn't even have bothered, because we knew the workouts better than they did. And they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, what is it?" Like,
Oh
and
gosh.
and they'd mess up, and then, like, certain things they had to make decisions on. And some of the decisions didn't make sense to me, like, that clean workout. So we had 9 minutes for the three of us to build to a 1 rep max. And then we had a minute rest. And then we had 5 minutes to complete the thing where it's like one person does 12 power cleans, hang cleans, squat cleans, the next person does 10. I did 8, and it's supposed to go to 6, 4, 2, whatever. But you only have 5 minutes to do that. and they require, and it's all at 75 pounds. They required us to clear the barbell before we started that. So it's like, why bother to,
What?
why do we need to start with a clean barbell? This is only a 5-minute workout, and you're like partly timing how fast we can put weights on the barbell. It didn't make sense to me.
No, that seems dumb.
So yeah. So anyways,
No, I agree. I think it definitely depends on the host location,
mhm,
and it exposes the fact that putting on events is not
it's hard. I bet.
easy, and
Yeah.
people don't necessarily think through
Yeah.
all of the ins and outs before their event, and then they
Yeah.
run into things like that of like, oh, we all need to have a meeting now because we don't remember what we're going to do.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
the one that I just went to for that, like 3 or 4 teams just competed at, they even had these little signs, like a little acrylic stand-up sign with each team name in it. So they would
Wow.
put that like next to where they were competing so you could
Yeah.
easily like see.
Right.
It was just really organized. I
I
don't
know.
think
I
that
can't
their
remember.
online portion was, but
Yeah, we had something. There was something showing who was where, but I can't remember what it was, what it looked like.
I mean, I guess we should have brought our little placard, with the team name, but
Mhm. Oh,
they didn't
maybe
even have a
that's what
place
it
to
was.
put that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we were, I don't remember. Um, but yeah, we brought so much that we never used. Like everyone brought clothes to change into, never changed. Like I mean, and thank goodness the heat, I guess it was really hot, but it was like a miracle. It wasn't that humid. I think
oh,
that was the
nice.
thing. It wasn't that bad, really,
Yeah,
as much as I was worried about. And yeah,
that's good.
so yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it's too early to say yet whether I'm glad I did it or not,
Mm,
because it definitely set me back as far as my back and
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, hopefully that'll be better soon and I'll be glad I did it. But I don't think I'm ever, well, I shouldn't ever say never, but I don't think I'll do a CrossFit competition again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there anybody, was there, listen to my speaking. Bleh.
Yeah.
Did there, oh my gosh, were there any athletes that were just like superstars and super fun to watch?
Yeah, my old coach.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't
sweet.
get to watch her actually, but yeah, I don't know. It just was like cooler. It was like cooler and more relaxed to just stay under our tent,
Yeah.
in between events. And so really only after our last event, I kind of went inside to try to see some people, but it wasn't even, I was like, this isn't that exciting. I can't really see much anyway. So
Mm,
I left, but yeah, my old coach, so the one that I followed from the first gym I was
mhm.
talking about, she and her co-owner of the, Lookout Fitness, they were on a team with a third person I didn't know, and they won the RX division. So
Oh,
that was really
cool.
cool. Yeah, I
That's
was happy
fun.
for them. Yeah, and then we had 3 teams from White Belt, and one of our teams, we all did scaled or whatever
Okay.
it's called, badass in the making. Um, one of the teams almost they tied for third, but lost the
Oh,
tie break.
oh man.
Which I can't remember was what they made the tie break. Yeah. But they were also like regretting that they didn't fundraise much.
Because that ends
Especially
up being the tie break.
yeah, well, no, it wasn't the tie break, but they were tied. They had both fundraised the same $26 as the other team,
Oh man.
coincidentally. But Trey was like, "Oh man, I didn't even know. Like me, if Mia would have told me, I think he was playing golf or something with a guy that was." They were talking about it. And he's like, "Oh, let me know if I can do anything. I'm super, in favor of like giving for breast cancer or something." Like I think somebody was even, had it that he was close to, or I don't know. So he would have given money
Oh
probably.
man.
Yeah. Um, but
Yeah, we didn't, I don't think anybody from my gym, not that I know of, did
yeah.
any fundraising.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, it was not clear. I just, in preparation for doing this podcast, I was like, what exactly were they raising money for? It wasn't that easy to find.
No.
And then the organization, rightpink.org, I don't know if they always raise for that one or if, this particular gym just decided on that one.
Mm.
And that's interesting. It's like a venture philanthropy fund. So this organization actually decides who to give money to.
Oh,
And yeah, so it's kind of interesting, but you don't really know exactly where the money goes. But
yeah.
yeah.
Like, well, I don't know where this is going, but
Yeah, and then a few of our few people in the gym were like, "Who wants to do in August? Was it? I think it's a 2,000 burpee challenge to
ew.
raise money for, yeah, to raise money for I think like suicide prevention for veterans or something like that." Um, and I'm like, that sounds great, but I cannot commit to any burpees in August, much less 2,000. I
2,000,
literally don't
like,
know if I can do burpees right now.
can you do that over the whole month?
Yeah,
Or is it just in one? Oh, okay.
yeah,
It's not just like all in one
no, you can
sitting.
spread it
Oh,
out how you like, I think.
our gym people are doing a plane pull for the Special Olympics.
What's a plane pull?
They're going to go to the
Wait, are they literally
like an
pulling a
airport
plane?
area. Yeah. And they're going to go, they have a team and it's like to see who can pull a
Whoa,
plane the farthest.
holy shit. I
I
wonder what
know.
kind of plane it is.
I don't, I kind of
That is
read the thing, but I
interesting.
was not going to participate. So
Oh my gosh, that's
it's like, well,
funny.
that's interesting.
Yeah, that is definitely a take on the sled pull or
Yes.
whatever.
Okay, now we're going to be the dogs. I was like,
So,
well, kudos for coming up with an interesting way to earn money because I
yeah,
haven't seen that or heard of it. It's much
yeah.
different than would you raise money or would you donate money so I could do 2,000 burpees?
Yeah. Overall, it was more stressful than I really would have liked, at least the build up to it and just trying to stay relatively injury free and not let my team down and not knowing if I could, do this stuff. And yeah, it
Do you
was,
feel it was better? It would have been better if it was an individual instead of a team situation?
well, I don't think that necessarily would have been as much fun
Hmm.
because it was fun during the day. Like it was cool having teams and doing that, but I definitely wouldn't have felt as much stress. I
Yeah.
probably would have just dropped out and been and just be like, I'll just spectate and allow my money to go where it goes.
To the philanthropy place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking with somebody at the gym and she was all about team sports.
mm,
And I was like, oh, I was never into team sports. I had to be individual.
I loved playing softball just in the city league in graduate school. It was like my main experience and it was so much fun.
Yeah, I just haven't been, I guess, on a team before. Hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
We were just talking about it because they play
Tennis
pickleball.
team is kind of like they added your points up probably, but it's like individual play, just like
Yeah,
track was.
exactly.
Although I
Same
did
with
I did a
golf.
relay, so that counts. Yeah, I did two relays usually as we
Oh my
discussed.
word.
I know two out of my three events were relays, and one was in my wheelhouse and one was really far out of my wheelhouse. I was good at the 4x100. I was not good at the 4x8. But I was literally the fourth, I guess, kind of the fourth best option for both of those. So anyway.
Yeah, tennis was definitely more individual. I guess unless you played doubles. And then it was a different situation in college because if you played on the team, you played both singles and doubles.
Mm,
Um, but in high school, it was basically the better you were, then you got to play singles. And we all did our own thing. Like we all did our own tournaments. on the off season. And so, yeah, it was way more all about me.
As you like
Ah.
it. This next bit we recorded a few weeks later.
Oh
Yeah, my
no.
back's pretty bad. I took a dance class on Sunday and it
Oh
was big, a lot of like bending and rolling and stuff. And but the good thing is I'm identifying really what's going on and what I
no.
need to work on. And I finally, after like being like, oh, it's getting better. No, it's getting better. No, it kind of being like, oh, I don't want to shell out the money to go to physical therapy. I finally bit the bullet and I went this morning and it was great. So
Nice.
yeah, it'll
Well,
be good.
I've got to say, my Rolfing Liz,
Hmm.
it was all in my freaking trap.
Mm,
All this
yeah.
caused all this,
Oh, so
which
your
caused
back
my.
is better?
It's not 100%,
Yeah,
but I
but
used to not be able to like turn over in bed because it hurt so much.
wow.
I woke up. Yeah, it's that much better.
Yeah,
I,
great.
and now like I'll just have John like pinch my traps,
Hmm.
not like massage, but
Hmm.
just like, it's almost like
Yeah, pressure point.
relief. Yeah.
Yeah.
The like, and it helps so much.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if it's partly from like, growing up in Michigan, I was always cold.
Shiver shoulders.
Always really cold.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm glad that you went back to physical therapy.
Me too. Dang. I mean,
It's
yeah.
not fun to not be able to move.
No, and it had really like I really that dancing just really exacerbated it. And also, was like, this is ridiculous. I should be able to dance.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't holding any weights doing this. Like,
Right.
I should be able to bend over and, just move my body in interesting ways, not just in these planes that we're always
Yeah.
moving them. Um, so that, but yeah, I got stuff to work on, and I'm just gonna sort of bite the bullet and budget for going to see him, let's say once a month if, as needed,
Mm-hmm.
because like he's so good at like the specific body work. Like he knows exactly what you need, and you know, and then he
Nice.
can kind of test you and be like fine tune whatever exercises you're doing. Although today he was like, okay, you pretty much know all of these things that you need, and it's more like integrating and stabilizing before I do the workouts that's going to be helpful,
Yeah.
because I've been discovering a lot of things, like just things like when you ever do like a single kettlebell hold and then march.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuff like that, like these side to side things, like working on this, kind of core stability with that. And then also starting to do more back extensions,
Mm.
because my back is kind of weak and I probably have it slightly rounded, at the bottom of a clean or whatever. Um, and so, yeah, just also start, really work on those positions as I can.
Nice.
Yeah, just really hoping it gets better because it's really been terrible. And I want to like add a little bit for that. The Girls Gone RX.
Yes. I want to know. I want to hear about.
Well, just that. So today is August 26th.
Yes. I don't know how
So
that
it's
happened.
like, it's like, maybe 6 weeks later. And
Hmm.
so from my point of view now of like having these back issues, like lingering and just on and off and like just, definitely exacerbated by that. I'm kind of wishing that at this point, maybe in the future, I'll be like glad I did it. But at this point, I'm wishing I hadn't done it, you know, just to put it out there to people like, you know, our ages or older, especially like my age and older, like it's kind of risky, like,
Yeah.
committing to a competition, especially a partner one. Um, Yeah, where you're just like, you feel like you need to do it or you'd
Hmm.
be letting people down, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
know it's that balance of like, okay, I want to go, I want to have fun. And I also want to continue to work out for the rest of my life. So I don't want to hurt myself.
yeah,
And then
exactly.
finding the right group to be like, hey, we don't really care, right?
Yeah, but it was the kind of thing I think looking back, what I probably should have done was be like, "Hey, with the deadlift workout, like, can you help me get these 45-pound plates off? At least like one on each side. Take 90 pounds off this so I can warm up with like half the weight."
Mm,
We didn't
hmm.
do that. I mean, it was the partner deadlift, but still, like, didn't do that. I wasn't properly warmed up for that. And yeah, that was
Yeah,
kind of damaging.
I know. I feel the older we get, the more we need that warm up time. And if you have to build it in yourself, it's just being
Yeah,
an advocate of like, nope, I can't do that until I actually do a few with less weight.
yeah. And the other thing I wanted to say, did you look at that video I sent you? The people that were like cheating so
Oh
bad.
my word, dude.
Yeah. So that was the other thing. The judging was terrible. I will superimpose this video. Look at the girls in the hot pink next to us. They are like not extending their arms at all.
So cheating.
So cheating. So how's the practicing going for the bikini competition?
It is going well. I'm still pretty much having fun, although I did come home and I sat outside and drank a smoothie to warm up. And then
Wait,
I'm,
like a
I know,
warm smoothie or
no, 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 no. I sat in the like
like a
outside in the
cold?
sun to get warm.
Oh, okay. But the smoothie was not to warm up.
Cause
Drank a cold smoothie to warm up. No.
yeah. um, I am definitely losing body fat because I'm colder. Uh,
Oh, I see.
I'll get
Yeah.
like chilled, if my
Wow.
sports
Are
bra's
you
like damp.
ripped now? Can you tell? You're
I'm
like, yeah, you're wearing, she's wearing a long
I'm wearing
sleeve
long
sweater.
sleeves. um, well, my body's changed a lot
Wow.
and I'm excited to see what the next 2 weeks, how it peaks. And I was just I'll send this to you and you can put it in the video and then I'll have to post this when you upload this. Because I put on the top of my suit today, like I was gonna
Hmm.
do my posing check-in,
Yeah.
and I put the top on and I looked in the mirror and I was like, how the hell do I still have this much boob?
Oh, you're lucky. That's
Because
good.
like historically, skinny Anne does not have boobs.
Ah,
So I'm guessing there must be, more muscle on my chest,
yeah.
A. And then I've never intentionally slowly lost or tried to eliminate body fat like I
Mhm.
have this way. So
Yeah.
it's interesting how like it's still there. It's just
Yeah.
funny. Like it
It's
might not
cool.
be in 2 weeks. And I
Mhm.
think that the bathing suit is very well made. Right?
Good.
Like it's made in order to like push
Yeah.
those girls up and together.
Nice.
Um, but I've gone to 3 posing clinics
Oh, wow.
and then I've had 2 just one-on-one sessions with Tanisha, and she's a retired bikini pro and she's the promoter of the show.
Oh, wow.
Um, and that's been I'm so glad that I committed to like
Mhm.
practicing because I'm night and day from the first time I ever
Mm,
tried because it felt
yeah.
so awkward and I
Sure.
felt like such a weirdo. I mean, I still feel like a weirdo. Don't get me wrong, but you just get more comfortable realizing I'm putting on a persona. Like this is a performance and I'm
Yeah.
doing something on stage. Um, so that's been fun.
That's
And
cool.
now I'm narrowing down like what exactly I'm doing for my tea walk. And the
I
tea
have
walk
no idea
is
what. Mhm.
it's like 45 seconds, 60 seconds of just
Wow.
you. And you
That's a long time, like
can like,
walking around and
you walk up
posing.
to the front, pose, walk to one side, pose, walk to the other side,
Wow.
pose, walk back to the middle, pose, walk to the back.
Yeah.
And I'm doing George Michael Freedom.
Okay.
So there's like a little section from that, and
Yeah.
just kind of figuring out what poses look good for my
Yeah.
body. And
So are
that's
you
actually really kind
choreographing?
of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you choreographing it to the music then?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Because there's a bunch of like cymbal crashes,
Hmm.
which will be perfect for like a big hair flip.
Oh, people do hair flips too.
Well, I don't know if
Interesting.
lots of people do hair flips.
Uh-huh.
Um, I also realized I'm probably going to be one of the only girls on stage that has all her own hair.
Oh, yeah.
I did
So,
not know that many people would be getting extensions.
so the hair doesn't get away from the view of your muscles, or doesn't
So
pull away up,
it's
or do you talk, is that
in
the when
this,
you flip it?
yeah,
Like, okay, now watch
in
this muscle.
right.
Ta-da! Now watch that one.
So bikini is not as much looking at specific
Mm.
muscles. It's more of like a
Oh,
overall general
okay.
balance, physique,
Yeah. So do you have to like
confidence.
get a spray tan and
Oh
stuff like
yeah. I
that?
signed up for
Yeah.
my spray tan.
Okay.
So you get that the night before,
Okay.
and then you have to sleep in like cotton pajamas,
Uh.
and you have to be really careful when you pee that you don't get splashy, because then it
Ew,
ruins
yes.
your tan.
Yeah, drips down your leg. That
Apparently
would
this
be
happens.
really nasty. Oh.
And then you get a touch up in the
That's
morning,
gross.
because then they
Yeah.
like kind of finish you up. Dude, it is expensive to spray tan on your
Yeah.
body.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I did like I was doing backup dancing for
Hmm.
the Dare to Dance Kidney Foundation fundraiser thing. And the woman who was doing the, actual thing, she's like, okay, do we want to get spray tans? And I'm like, hell no. I do not want to get a spray tan. I'm just gonna go as my pasty self.
Yeah.
I'll put some blush on or whatever, but come on.
I would, I've never gotten it, and I've never used like a self tanning product. So
Mm,
I
I
guess
did years ago. I
I'm
tried.
erring on the side of I'm just going to go with the professional to do it, because
Oh yeah.
it'd be bad if I like turned
Yeah,
out
no,
really gross.
definitely. Yeah.
And I got my makeup scheduled, which also was way more than I thought was going to be. However, I started thinking, okay, stage makeup is definitely very different than regular makeup. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I'd have to go buy all of the stuff because
Oh
I don't,
no.
right? I
Yeah.
don't own. So it'd be more
Yeah.
money. Not worth it
I
for
was
me to try
glad.
it.
Yeah, that woman always got us. She was like, all right, let's chip in and get our makeup done. And yeah, it
Yeah.
was the best thing because I don't have that
I
stuff. I don't know
no. Ugh,
what to do. I
exactly.
don't put
I don't have the
on false
patience.
eyelashes. Like I can't do that. So
I do not have the patience.
mhm, mhm. All right. Well, so do they have people taking pictures for you or somebody taking
Yes.
pictures? Okay.
So the T
Oh,
walk is actually
oh, video.
optional.
Okay.
They are going to live stream the whole thing, I guess.
Oh, yes. You gotta send me that link.
Um, so
Wow.
they'll in the morning they do prejudging, and I'm going to compete in 3 different classes. I'll compete in novice, which is you've never done it before,
Yeah.
and then open, which is basically everybody, and then I'll compete in masters.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Nice.
so I'll come out 3 times for that,
Yeah.
and then they take a break, and then they do T walks. T walks are not, they don't count into those
Mm.
prejudging,
Mhm.
but you can essentially get, I guess, like a posing trophy or something. I don't know.
Mm.
The idea is you want to do this because you worked your ass off for a
Mhm.
really long time.
Yeah.
Get your butt up there by yourself to get some good pictures.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
um,
That's
And then
fun.
after that, that's when they like bring everybody out and do the
Yeah.
awards or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
still totally in the dark about most of this.
Yeah. Oh, this should be wow. This is cool. He
It's
worked
crazy.
so hard and put so much time and effort
I
into
can't believe how
everything. Like
dedicated I've
the
been.
food especially, although also the workouts. Yeah. Ugh,
I'm
yeah.
feeling it now with the workouts.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the 2 45-minute steady states,
Mhm.
and then I do 2 um, hit sessions. Plus, I have my 4 days of programming that's
The
a mixture of bodybuilding and um, the circuit type training. And
so
then
those are 2 per week of those things, right? 2
yeah.
45 minute. Okay.
And then like this week, I went to CrossFit 4 times.
Mhm. Wow. On top of
Yeah.
all the other stuff?
hmm
Wow. I just
Because Victoria was like, I want you to continue to stay at the same like output. Like, I know you're
right.
tired, but
Yeah.
you need to stay at that same level of what you were doing when you started.
Wow.
And I can definitely tell in some of the workouts, I'm just, not as like
Mm.
peppy,
Yeah.
but
Buddies.
get it done. And then
Mhm.
I feel better about it. So I
Yeah.
am feeling that kind of fatigue.
Yeah.
I had a really, yesterday morning, I texted Victoria. So we did reverse barbell lunges and they were doing Bulgarian split squat type things. And I was excited because I had programmed backwards lunges as an accessory that
Mhm.
day.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, cool. I just get to get it done in the workout. And it was 6 rounds. And I was doing 10 on each leg. I only did
Mhm.
55 pounds though. They were all doing just 4 total. And then I did curtsy lunges. And I was like, after the first round, I was like, I am dizzy and my heart is beating a little faster. And I
Mm.
had texted Victoria and asked her, like, okay, this is normal, right? And she's like, it could be a sign of overtraining.
Yeah.
And then I shared with her, I was like, I
Combined.
didn't sleep that well last
Mm.
night. And it's my mom's 7-year death
Oh,
anniversary.
yeah.
She's like, okay, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
All that.
So I just kind of gave myself like a
Mhm.
pass. I
Mhm.
still went to the second gym. I did a bunch of stuff on the cable machine and then I did my dead mills.
Mhm.
But after that, I basically worked on sewing all afternoon and it was
Mhm.
lovely.
Sewing more sequins.
No.
What are you
So
sewing?
I am actually making my own robe for the day of the
Oh,
event.
cool. Wow.
So I will have
That's
to
fun.
also take a picture and share that.
Yeah.
It is out of a vintage sheet.
Wow.
It's very cute. I'm very excited.
Okay.
And I used a new technique I'd never used before, French seams. They're so fancy.
Mm.
And it was just a nice creative outlet to
Yeah.
try to not think sad thoughts.
Yeah, totally.
But right, I guess, I mean, grief and emotions really impact me. That's just
Yeah.
something now I've learned over the course of this
Mhm.
training journey is that when I'm dealing with something emotional, that
Mhm.
physically I have a harder time. I'm not sure if that's true for everybody.
Mhm.
Um, but
Mhm.
I've noticed it for myself.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun because again, when I do the CrossFit, there are days when I'm like, ooh, that actually matches up with something I'm supposed to do later. And I can again kind of play these games of like modification and rearranging.
Mhm.
I think that just keeps me busy in my head, which then makes it fun.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me, what do I miss the most? Like I really am only
Oh,
being
what?
super precise for 4 weeks with my food,
Oh,
meaning like I'm not eating
yeah.
Chipotle.
Right.
Um, and I was like, the thing I guess I miss is like a lazy Sunday boozy brunch.
Mhm. Well, the 21st. You
The
gotta schedule one of those.
21st. I'll go out like the Dorito, be all orange, and
Oh
go out
yeah.
for a boozy brunch.
Forget. I was like,
Don't mind me. My face doesn't look anything like my body because you don't get your face tanned
Mhm.
because they put the makeup on that, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
So interesting. So I did meet another bikini pro from the OCB Federation this past week. She was in town from Florida and she did the posing clinic. So that was fun to get another person's input and perspective. And bikini, I guess there are a lot more competitors in the bikini division. But it's more subjective, and it's more about like, does this person have like a presence? Unlike like wellness or the fitness where they're like posing, and they're trying to like see all the abs and
Okay. Interesting.
yeah,
Different types of
yeah.
yeah.
So that's all I'm thinking about currently.
Yeah.
I miss not being able to go to the store and like shop for certain things. So I've had to order like all shoe stuff that's been online, and it's been kind of a hot mess. So when it came to like, okay, now I've got to buy rhinestones. Oh my word. Like I don't even know where to start. And then some of the places people recommended, you can only buy like 1,000 at a time. I'm like, I am not going to buy 1,000 Swarovski crystals or whatever. And I found a local lady. She's my local crystal lady.
Wow.
But she sat
everything.
with me. Like it was great. She sat with me. We like took out my shoes and we like were playing around with putting things on it. And when I got my suit, I went there and to like try things out because and then I could just buy like I want 33 on each side. So I need to buy 66.
Yeah.
I didn't have to buy 1,000.
Okay. I think I'm reaching my limit.
Yeah, I'm exhausted, dude. Well, congratulations on your PR for your clean. That's great.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and I had been wanting to do clean and jerk my body weight,
Yeah.
not to do clean and jerk, do clean and jerk my body weight. And I thought probably 120 is it. And I already was able to jerk 120. And then I cleaned 120 and I was like, okay, I know you have to put them together and maybe you're tired after the clean to do the jerk, but basically I was like, okay, I just about have 120. And then when I was in New York and my dad had a scale, I weighed myself and I was like, was I 124? I think it was 124 or 126, but I'm pretty sure it was 124. And I was like, oh. And Nick said that was the same because he weighed himself at his gym. And he's like, no, that's pretty accurate. So I weigh more than I thought.
Oh no.
Maybe I weigh more than I did or something. Yeah. Maybe
You put more muscle on.
Yeah, I might have eaten too much good food in Virginia Beach and Asheville.
Yeah, you should maybe do it. Weigh yourself when you're not on vacation.
And also not a Big Mac, like what's that breakfast sandwich at McDonald's? The egg McMuffin, the sausage egg McMuffin, or two.
Once in a while.
Yeah,
those things.
It was
once
so
a year.
Good, really.
Yes.
Yeah, on a travel.
Yeah, when you're traveling. Oh.
Yeah, on the road.
I usually get it with a Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
I know that's weird. I did buy baby diet Dr. Peppers as little, if I need a little afternoon pick me up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I drink maybe half of a little one and that's enough. So I know I'm not going to mess myself up too much with the caffeine.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need a little treat.
Yes.
Remember
that
friends
help friends
stay
fit. Hey, we did it different that time.